Hi there, this is Priyanka. Today I am going to talk about NoSQL. What is NoSQL? NoSQL stands for not only SQL. Usually, it does not require a fixed table schema. This database provides a mechanism for storage and retrieval of data that is modeled in means that other than tabular relations used in relational databases. Motivation for this approach includes simplicity of design, horizontal scaling, and finer control over availability. The data structure used by NoSQL database differ from those used in relational database. For example, key value, graph, or documents has been used in NoSQL. All NoSQL offerings relax one or more of the ACID properties that we will talk about later. Why NoSQL? For data storage, an RDBMS cannot be the only option because there are different programming languages which need to have the data storage other than the relational. So the what we have as a storage tool in the toolbox. A NoSQL solution is more acceptable to a client now than even a year ago. Think about proposing a Ruby, Rails, or Groovy Grails solution versus a couple of years ago. So, how did we get there? However, the people with the largest databases like terabyte, petabyte began to realize that sharding was putting a bandage on their issues. The more aggressive thought leaders, for example, Google, Facebook, Twitter, began to explore alternative way to store data. This became especially true in 2008 and 9. These data sets have high read-write rates. With the advent of Amazon S3, a large respected vendor made the statement that maybe it was okay to look at alternative storage solution other than relational. All of the NoSQL options, with the exception of Amazon S3, that is called Amazon Dynamo, are open source solution. This provides a low cost entry point. Three major papers were the seeds of the NoSQL movement. First is Big Table, which Google introduced, Dynamo, Amazon. Amazon has gossip protocol, discovery and error detection, distributed key value data store, and eventual consistency. The third is CAP theorem, which will be discussed now. CAP theorem. Three properties of a system: consistency, availability, and partition. Partition means it divides node into small groups that can see other groups, but they cannot see everyone. Consistency: write a value and then you read the value, you get the same value back. In a partitioned system, there are windows where that's not true. Availability means may not always be able to write or read. The system will say you can't write because it wants to keep the system consistent. You can have at most two of these three properties for any shared data system. To scale out, you have to partition. That leaves either consistency or availability to choose from. In almost all cases, you would choose availability over consistency. Not an exhaustive list, these are just some well known things. What kind of NoSQL we use? So, NoSQL solution fall into two major areas. First is key value or the big hash table, which Amazon S3, Voldemort, and Scalaris uses. Second is schemaless, which comes in multiple flavors: column based, document based, or graph based. HBase is the data storage solution for Hadoop. Graph is a network database that uses edge and nodes to represent a stored data. Document views are stored as row, which are kept stored by key. These are some examples, which is schemaless, Cassandra is column based, CouchDB is document based, Neo4j is graph based, and HBase is column based. As a conclusion, I want to say that NoSQL databases are increasingly used in big data and real-time web application. NoSQL systems are also called not only SQL to emphasize that they may also support SQL-like query languages. Many NoSQL stores compromise consistency. In the case of CAP theorem, we have seen it in favor of availability and partition tolerance. Barriers to the greater adoption of NoSQL stores include the use of low-level query language, the lack of a standardized interface, and huge investment in the existing SQL. Most NoSQL stores lack of true ACID transactions, although a few recent systems such as Faircom, C3Ace, Google Spanner, and FoundationDB have made them central to their designs. Thank you very